Hello, welcome to my live. Today is Wednesday, the 4th of March. It's 6 o'clock p.m. UK time, and I'm going to be here for a couple of hours. For those who don't know me yet, I'm a therapist and coach, and I spend my free time here on YouTube, sometime on TikTok as well, to talk about mental health, therapy, psychology, human behavior, anything that can help you upgrade the quality of your life from those places. So if you have any questions, just ask them. That's what I'm here for. I always start my live streams by reading and commenting on my own post. So that gives you an idea of what I do if you're just catching this randomly. And also for those who, I'm not sure who I'm talking to now, but all my live streams are always to be found and to be replayed. They're able to be replayed the following day. So there you go. Okay, let's get started. First comment, first post that I'm going to read goes like this. Guilt is an opportunity for change. If you just feel guilty and you don't change, you're missing the point and you're wasting that opportunity. So this is the conversation about the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is about the things that we do. Shame is about who we are. And so when it comes to shame, there's nothing much we can do about it because we believe that there's something wrong about us. Whereas with guilt, it's different. With guilt, we know that we've done something and we feel bad about it. And so it's really a feeling that exists to highlight something that we can change. And so we must really do our best to remind ourselves that the whole point of guilt is for us to locate the things that we should be upgrading about ourselves. If you just feel guilty, then it's, wasted. Next thing, control is a toxic illusion that provides a temporary relief from anxiety. The more you experience that illusion, the more you notice all the other things that you want to control. And this ends up an endless quest, an obsession, and an addiction. So this is something that people don't talk about enough, but really control is a problem. The illusion of control. We can't control anything. We have a power of influence over certain things over a short amount of time, but we can never control anything. And so the more we fall into that trap, the more we get addicted to it because it's born from fear. People are obsessed with control because they need to have some sort of, they need to feel some power over their life. So control is what gives them that illusion. If anything, when it comes to healing and happiness, surrendering, letting go, trusting is what we should be fostering instead. Next post goes like this. It's about depression. People who survive major depression or attempt of ending their own life are neither strong nor brave. If they were, this would imply that those who didn't survive were weak and cowardly. And this would be the cruelest thing to say. We're all doing our best. We are all a story, and all stories are valid. So it's very important because a lot of time people survive trying to unalive themselves and they hear things like, you're so strong, you're so brave, you're a survivor. And it's just rubbish. We all do our best, we're all trying to survive. And if we don't make it, it's not because we are weaker. It's just because many factors that has got nothing to do with bravery or with strength or with character. It really is the lottery of the universe. And so there you go. Something to highlight. Another post. Again, for those who are new, just ask me anything. I'm just commenting on my own post to give you a flavor of the sort of things that I talk about. And hopefully at some point, some of you will get the courage or the inspiration to ask me some questions about yourself. And I will do my best to give you some actionable recommendations. Okay, so next one. This was something that I put on Monday morning. I will do it tomorrow. It doesn't mean that you are lazy or lacking of willpower. It means that your nervous system is overwhelmed. And so you want to listen to your nervous system and prioritize how you feel over what you think you have to do. So this is why we burn out, because we think that we should be doing all those things. And really, whatever we think and whatever we want is limited by what we can do. And so how do we know if we can do that thing or not? by listening to our body, by paying attention to our nervous system, and by basically doing what it tells us we should be doing. Next post. Reactions are protection from uncomfortable emotions. The greater the emotional discomfort, the quicker and stronger your reaction will be. And so when we are very reactive, when we get triggered, that's because there's something that we are hearing, seeing, witnessing that is really pushing our button. So we have a discomfort there, and we're reacting to kind of dismiss that feeling, that discomfort. So that's quite useful if you deal with anyone who are very reactive, very defensive, very protective. It's not because they are, again, stupid, weak, triggered, that sort of things. It's because they have traumas but are not addressed, and so they are still reacting to those things. Let me read the first comment. Damien Lawson, hello Damien. Steve Marriott said hi. Hello Steve. Sub player, hi. So welcome guys again. Whenever you're ready, if you want to ask me anything about you, I'm happy to help. Okay. In the meantime, let me carry on with my post. People pleasing is an attempt to control the energy in the room. Now it's very important to highlight that people pleasers are not narcissists. They're doing this to feel safe, not to overpower others. However, it is still a form of manipulation. Something to be aware of if you are a people pleaser. Next comment. If you can, and so this is something that I put yesterday. If you can notice and observe, I'm talking about posts that I put on TikTok, so there's a little delay on YouTube. If you can notice and observe the storm that you are in, you are already bigger than it. So as long as we are in the eye of the storm, we're overwhelmed by it. But if you can find a way to zoom out and look at ourselves from the outside, now everything is different. So this is about mindfulness. Next post, another one about mindfulness. Yesterday, you were worried about today. Today, you're worried about tomorrow. And tomorrow, you will realize that there was nothing to worry about in the first place. So something, again, to remind us that 99.999% of our worries never happen. If we can realize this, remind ourselves of this, and just realize this, we would stop worrying. We worry because we believe, there's part of us that believes that it's useful, and it isn't. We're just catastrophizing, exaggerating, amplifying stuff in our head. Elephant art. Hi, hello, elephant. Good video. All right, thank you if you appreciate my video. I'm doing live to have a chat with you guys. So if you want to ask me anything, I'm more than happy to do this. Don't hesitate. Okay. Next post. Maybe the last one for a little while. You developed shame because believing that it was your fault allowed you to hope that you could change the behavior of your parents by being a better boy or a better girl. So this is a bit sad, but we create shame because back then it had a purpose. It gave us some hope. If we believe that things were because of us, all we had to do is to try to be a better boy or a better girl, and hopefully we get some love, some attention from our parents. And yes, the sooner we realize that we don't need to have those things anymore, we can learn to let go of shame. That is a huge step forward as far as healing is concerned. The two main problems with any mental and emotional conditions is fear and shame. So, and it develops into all sorts of things, but it all starts more often than not from either or both of those places. Elephant, some heart emojis. Lee, hi, hello Lee. That's it. Now I'm going to talk about something else. Again, I'm here in the hope that some of you will ask me some questions. I want you to realize that I put some long form video on YouTube as well. So I don't know if you just know me because of my short videos, but every week I put a long form video, and I put one today, and it's called How to Stay Positive in a Toxic World. So check it out if you want to protect your peace and if you want to remain positive despite all the things that are happening in the world now. Every Wednesday I put a long video. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. If you have any queries, anything that you'd like me to create videos about, just ask me. This was actually for someone. I forgot to mention it and to remind myself to do it later on. But yes, thank you for your heart, whoever it is. Any one of you would like to ask me anything about yourself? Again, depression, anxiety, addiction, self-sabotage, anger management, burnout, procrastination, imposter syndrome, relationship issues, low self-esteem, anything at all, we can talk about it. Genji Benji, hello Didi, how are you today? I'm very well indeed. How about you, Genji? And I still remember who you are. Elephant, a lot of heart emojis. Thank you for this. I'm very well. Had a good day, productive day to get started with, and then I went outside, had some sun on my face, and then I went to the gym, and I'm feeling all pumped up, and it's great. And I'm doing this with you now, and after that I will have some more work to do, and that's it for now. And tomorrow I have a few calls and some clients to talk to. Elephant, thumbs up, thank you. So yeah, help me out, guys. If you could tell me what you enjoy about my videos, and maybe I can choose whatever topic that you may suggest and expand and extrapolate on those topics. Elephant as sub. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your support, Elephant. I come here live every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. I normally always do 2 hours. It gets busier as I stay longer. More people interact with me by halfway through. Genji. So Elephant, a sub and lag. Thank you, Elephant. Genji, I'm glad you just called me by my name and still remember me. Of course I do. I think you came on my lives on TikTok for quite a long time. So I'm very happy to have you here. Genji, I feel very empty today. Okay, do you want to talk about it? What makes you feel empty? Did something happen? Or is it something that has been ongoing for a little while? Would you know any connection to that emptiness, to that feeling of emptiness? I gotta say, the state of the world is quite harsh. And this is the video that I was talking about. And this is something that we all need. We need to realize that our mental health is literally influenced by our environment. And our environment happens on many different range. So we have closest environment. The closest environment is our mental environment and our emotional one. And then we have the people in our life at home. And then we have people at work. And then we have the news, the television, the media, the social media. Those are environment. And so if we expose ourselves to those environments all the time, and we already have our baggage, it can become heavy at some point. I know that I need to limit my exposure to the screen every day. As I watch half an hour of news maximum, I set a timer for that. Otherwise, I may forget about everything and just watch for hours on end. Again, ADHD, amongst other things. And so, and that will not be either productive nor conclusive to my mental health. I remember after October the 7th, I was in a terrible state for a few months because of the horrible stuff that I kept on seeing on TikTok. And so, yeah. Lee, how do I deal with a cultural difference? With the baby daddy, he's Chinese and I'm Mexican. So what is the problem about it? So I can absolutely talk about this. I grew up in France and I live in the UK. So I totally understand the issues of cultural clashes. So where are you living? So I understand that dad is Chinese and you are Mexican. Where are you living and what is the problem? Because sometimes some couples from different backgrounds can function very well just like that. I, for instance, am married to an Englishman. So, so he's white, I'm yellow, we never had any problem. But then again, there's also the fact that neither me or him are very close to our families. So that makes it easier. I know that my family was not really accepting of him at first, and his were a bit complicated as well. And so, we see them, we talk to some of them. Some of them are nice. We are polite to others, and that's it. We don't need to see them. We don't need to feel the pressure of anything at all. We are living free in our little bubble, and this is how I believe everyone should be doing, right? Genji, yes, I think we've been talking for a year and a half. All right, long time. And I remember you started to get better by the end of me being on TikTok. So I was surprised to hear that you kind of went down. Elephant, I have to go. Bye. All right, okay, maybe next time. Thank you for subbing. Genji, I've been very busy recently, but yesterday I think all of that caught up with me. So what is all of that? If you can tell me, please. Lee, he always says I wouldn't understand because it's a Chinese thing. I just don't want him to make our son feel like crap because he's mixed. His own dad is kind of embarrassed of him. All right, so there seems to be a problem. It's not the culture clash. The problem is that, I don't know, I need to have more elements, but what do you say to him? If you say you wouldn't understand, how about you tell him, teach me. I want to understand. I want to learn. I want you to give me a chance. If you can say that to him, that would be helpful. Now, if you did say that to him and he still is reticent, now we can talk about it. It's a whole different thing. Have you tried to say to him, I want to learn. Let's learn how to meet in between. Because if he has a problem, if his own dad is embarrassed of him, it's a problem. It means that the dad is carrying his own trauma, his own unhealed wound, his own shame, and this is a real problem. You can't change the dad. You can try to communicate with him, but one thing that you can do at least is to connect with the son, with your baby. Is it a son? Yes, son. And make sure that he has connection with you. Is dad abusive in any way, or is he just negative? Could you tell me that, please, Lee? Genji, today is cloudy, which I normally enjoy, but I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, so I don't know. We can talk about this. What would you reckon is missing in the picture? Genji, oh yes, you helped me so much while we talked. I feel that I got worse because I was not able to continue talking to you for that period of time. Okay, well, hopefully things will get better now that you are on YouTube. I did stop TikTok because I only have so much time and I really wanted to push my YouTube presence. Lee, I tell him it's okay. In the USA, we don't discriminate. It's a very big problem. He's ashamed. My son is 5 years and very loving. If he's ashamed, he needs to speak to me, and so I can deal with him. Right now, whatever he's feeling is something that is out of our hand. I can only deal with you because you are talking to me. But is there anything that happened? Is it just that, so it's not that just, because it's not a good thing that the father is ashamed. But has he sought help? So could you correct me if I'm wrong, please? You are Mexican, the father is Chinese, and the father is ashamed that his son is mixed race, right? That sounds terrible to me. Do you love him? It doesn't sound like a great idea as far as I'm concerned. Because if you allow that sort of behavior from the father, again, I can't address what he's doing, but I can address what you are doing. And maybe it's not the best thing to do. Do you have some families, extended families, that can give you some support? I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah. Is it something that he said openly to you? Genji, I became very overwhelmed and I was dealing with too much, but now I'm here again. Okay, okay. I'm glad you are back here. Lee, yes, he's very abusive and narcissistic personality. That's why I'm not with him anymore. Okay, okay. So you're not with him anymore. Fantastic. I just want to work on myself to love my baby. Okay. So fantastic. He's out of the picture, right? If he's narcissistic, then no, fuck him. Pardon my French, but yeah, F him. You are in charge of the baby, and do you have some support? Do you have your family looking after you and the baby? Because the baby doesn't need his dad. The baby just needs enough people to love him. So if you're on your own, it's going to be difficult because you need to work. But if you have some brothers, sisters, auntie, uncles, cousins, a lot of people around, baby is going to be happy. And that's it. Whatever dad tells him doesn't matter, because when your son is with you, you can give him love, you can give him support, you can make him feel connected to you and your tribe. And that's all that your son needs, right? So you say, I just want to work on myself to love my baby. But you love your baby already, no? Or do you have shame yourself about your baby? Could you tell me, please? Genji, having a schedule to chat with you helps me very much, since I will know when you're available. Fantastic. Yes. So what's the difference with TikTok? I remember TikTok, I just came whenever I could. Whereas with YouTube, I'm here precisely, exactly every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. And all of you, you can always find me. And whatever that I talk about during the live streams, you can find it the next day, because all the live streams stay on YouTube. And it takes about a day for YouTube to fully upload the live streams. But the following day, you can always find the live stream and replay it. So if there's any information that you find interesting, that's quite helpful, I think. Robert McIntyre, peace, love, respect, honor, discipline, persistent, perseverance, persistence, always and forever. Towards everyone from the UK, the world, the universe itself, and train like Goku on his way to Namek to save his people. Okay, I don't know about Goku. I think I know of. It's a manga character, isn't it? So yes, thank you for the positive affirmation. Okay, Robert. Lee, this is why I adore you. All right, okay, so I'm not sure why do you adore me, but thank you. I'm happy to talk to you about those things. Do you have a support from your family? Could you confirm this for me, please? I would be very happy if you told me that. It's not necessarily your family, it can be friends that you trust. Babies need a tribe. That's it. There's a very famous African proverb that goes like this: it takes a village to raise a child. And basically, what it means is that it's precisely the blueprint of how to raise kids optimally, by always having some uncles, some aunties, some cousins around. So when you're a kid, you're always surrounded, you have a lot of role models, you have a lot of support, but you can also choose your cousins. A lot of kids like that, they prefer cousins over their own siblings. They can choose, and that's great. And also they're safer. There's no such things as a PDF of files, actions happening, because there's always someone watching. And so that's a great system. And this is what we should be really trying to emulate as much as we can. Again, it's difficult because we live in a capitalist system and an individualist system that is the opposite of that. And this is why so many of us suffer. Because there's one thing that we all need as a child, and that's unconditional love and support. We need to have at least always one adult that we can trust, that is always there, and that is always seeing us, supporting us, and accepting us. And so, again, unless we have a huge family, or unless a family has a lot of money, so we don't need to work, we're always at home, then for the vast majority of us, it's not going to happen. And trauma, again, can happen in different sizes and shapes. And so trauma with a big T is abuse, and trauma with a small t is neglect. It's when we don't have our needs met. And that's the vast, vast majority of us in a Western world or Westernized society. Genji, if it sounds that I'm speaking strange, I apologize. You're right, Genji. You're not speaking strange at all. I am very happy to get to speak with you. I'm just a bit low today. You're not strange at all. Again, it's just words. So you know, they don't translate maybe how you feel. But I get the concept. I get the intellectual idea behind it. So yeah, you're good. I'm happy to be able to speak to you as well. Pumpkin Puff, hi Didi, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling great. Thank you very much. I've been to the gym. I've been very productive this morning. And so everything is doing well as far as my world is concerned. Every day I organize myself so that I can do some work, so that I can speak to people, so that I can look after myself, so that I can do things that make me happy, and that I also spend some time with my husband. So every single day I make sure that there's a little bit of everything. So yeah, today I was able to naturally organize and allow for those things to happen. And so yeah, good. Happy with myself. How about you, Pumpkin Puff? Lee, I have no support, but it's okay. I'm doing everything I can. No, I am not ashamed of my baby. He actually saved me from a very bad depression in 2020. Okay, fantastic. So now, so if you had depression, this is amazing that you have a baby that is now helping you from your depression. A lot of people who have depression, they don't get better necessarily. They keep their depression, and the baby suffers from that. And you know, it's like an illness that is passed on generationally. But in your case, it doesn't sound like that. So I'm happy for you. Well done for keeping positive. Robert McIntyre, how is everyone doing and feeling in life? I don't know about everyone, but I'm good today, one day at a time, one moment at a time. So one of the big parts of healing is mindfulness. And mindfulness is the idea that there's only now, there's no past, there's no future. And so if we can find ways to remind ourselves that right around now, we're always safe, we can always practice gratitude, then that's a lot of our problems sorted. Because most of the anger and regret that we have, regret is always about the past, but most of our anger and resentment is also about the past. And all anxieties and fears are about the future. Right around now, for the vast majority of us, there's nothing to fear. So yeah, Lee, I have my neighbors that help me once in a while. Okay, that sounds good. It's a start. And also now that you know what is important for your baby to be surrounded, you know, that will open maybe your mind to allow people that you trust, people that you feel are good enough to help you. But it's a great thing that you manage to create a space between you and the narcissist. This in itself is very hard work for so many of us. Pumpkin Puff, I love that you feel great and got to do everything that brings you joy. Thank you. Thank you. And how about you, Pumpkin Puff? Did you have a good day? Did you prioritize your joy? Lee, I am amazingly happy. Fantastic. Just come back from the gym as well. Okay, fantastic. It's 10:37 a.m. in California, Orange County. All right. I have family in Orange County. I've got uncle, auntie, cousins there. I've been there quite a few times in the past. I didn't realize that it was posh. Now I think Orange County is kind of it's got a label of very posh people, but I don't know. It's my family. I went there many times, and people seems to be nice there. And my family from that side of my family are also very nice. So yeah, it sounds good. Pumpkin Puff, I'm okay. I'm trying. I feel like I don't know how to be patient. My husband is making my head spin a bit. Okay, we can talk about this if you want. What are you impatient about? And how does your husband makes your head spin? Is he taking your head and shaking it like that, like to make it spin? Is he physically getting you to spin? Because very often we say, he is doing this to me, she is doing that to me. They're making me feel like that. But in reality, they're not doing anything else. They're just, they're behaving in a certain way. And the way we feel is because of the way we are going to interpret that situation. So we have power in that moment. We can change the way we look at a thing so that we don't feel that, he's making me feel like that. Instead, we can ask ourselves, why am I feeling like that? As long as we think, what's wrong with him? Why is he making me feel like that? Then our power is out of our hand. It's there, it's on the side. But if we can tell ourselves, why am I feeling like that? Now we have the power back and we can do something about it. Right? Pumpkin Puff. I feel bad that I always complain about him, but I'm with him so much so it feels a toddler sometimes. Does he watch the live streams as well, or does he replay them? I think that could be interesting. Lee, I live in Irvine. You and your husband are always welcome to come to Irvine. Visit my home is your home. Okay, that's very kind of you. Thank you. We won't be going to America anytime soon, I'm afraid, because of the state of the politics at the moment. But thank you for the invite. It's very kind of you. Yeah, sadly, even I saw some news about some Brit who ended up incarcerated for a week for no reason at all. Pumpkin Puff, I have shown him a few actually. Fantastic. Right? I'm happy about this. So I have to make sure that I'm balanced when I talk about those things. I think I am anyway, right? I don't side automatically. I try to understand the bigger picture as much as I can. But it's true that I always talk to the person that are talking to me. So that can make me look like I am biased. But I always try my best to see the bigger picture, because it's never just this or that. We need to acknowledge that everything about our relationships is always 50-50. It takes two to tango. It can be very humbling, but it really is how we can heal individually, but also in the couple. Heal the couple itself. Pumpkin Puff, he knows about you, and we watch your long form videos together. Fantastic. Check out my new one. I was talking about it at the beginning of the live stream. It's called How to Stay Positive in a Toxic World. I think it's very, very relevant actual topic for everyone. Pumpkin Puff, but I don't feel that he applies what we learn. He doesn't have to. This is the thing. You can't expect anyone to apply. You can only work on yourself. If he's watching, it's already something. But you can't expect him, you have to do this, you have to do that. Show him, and then he decides. And then if he's ready, he can join. He can ask me directly. We can't force people to do anything at all, let alone changing. People are just, we are all ourselves. We do what we can. We do who we are. And at some point, sometime, we may feel interested about doing something different. But yeah. Pumpkin Puff, it feels like I'm trying a lot and I see a very little amount from him, but he says that I need to give him the environment to actually change. But the thing is that you've been together for 10 years. So you can look at that. You can look at the fact that you are already doing something together. Again, you did mention that your husband is on the autism spectrum, right? So he may not look like he's doing anything, but that's because he's not like you. The way his mind is functioning may not look the same as you, and there may be a lot of things happening inside of him that you have no idea about. And again, I'm talking about this because my husband is like that. We assume things. I assume things about him as well, and then I realized that there are things changing, and I can see it through his behavior, and I can see it through us still being together after all the time. And so, if you need any kind of confirmation that your husband is doing some work, he's still with you. Right? Again, if you have BPD, you know how hard it is to have someone to stay. But if you're going to compare, I'm doing all of this, you're doing nothing, now you're going to work yourself up to be angry, to be annoyed, to be sad. Just focus on what you can do. And I appreciate that your husband is still here and he's still having conversations with you about those things. Maybe not the way you want them to be, maybe not exactly how you like it to be, but he's still doing some things in his own capacity. Lee, I have a question. Okay, what should I do? I'm falling in love with my best friend. I don't know how to tell him, or should I just walk away? I don't want to ever ruin our relationship as best friends. So you never ruin anything. You never know what's going to happen. Your best friend could disappear tomorrow. Your lover could disappear tomorrow. None of those things matter. We think like, if I do something, no, 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 no. Just listen to your body, listen to your feelings, listen to your intuition, and do what feels right. You're never ruining anything, because there may be something on his side waiting for you and not daring asking. And so what I would say is just embrace your life, do what feels right, and whatever happens, happens. Whatever is meant to happen, always happen. And whatever is not meant to happen, doesn't happen. Or at least not yet. It's just the way it is. Don't worry about this. We think too much about trying to control, plan, everything. But the reality is that we don't control anything. Even that best friend tomorrow could disappear. We don't know. No one knows. Those things happen all the time. And so you might as well express yourself and not feel regretful, but you never give yourself a chance to express how you feel about your friend. And also, there's no situation that you start that you can't fix, right? Even if you say something, if he's your best friend, or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, if they are your best friend, then they would understand you. It doesn't matter, right? They say, okay, I get it, but it's not for me. I can still stay a friend. It's not going to ruin anything at all. And if it does ruin it, then maybe that person was not such a great friend after all, right? Do you agree with this, Lee? Pumpkin Puff. And he tells me that it takes time. Yes, it does take time, but it feels like I'm applying what I learned right away. This is the thing, you're projecting. You are doing this, he is in his own world. Appreciate the progress. Appreciate what he's done. Don't compare. And I understand what you're doing, because I'm the same. I used to tell my husband, I'm doing all the work here, without me there would be nothing. But it's not true, because again, it takes two to tango. And so the way that I have kind of summarized our relationship is that we are a boat. He is the boat itself that floats. It's like a home that protects. And I am the engine that pushes it forward. And together, we are a good team. Without the engine, the boat will stay, not move anywhere. Without the boat, the engine would just sink. And so look at yourself and your husband like that, maybe. Try to find some positive about his presence. He's still around, right? And you care about him and he cares about you. So that is in itself amazing, isn't it? Thank you for the little heart. Lee, my son adores him too much. We've been best friends for 6.5 years. Okay. So you have a best friend that can help you look after your son as well, right? And you may find a special friend out of him. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, I need something to change my mindset when I talk with him, besides just thinking he's clumsy. I think we talked about it, remember? Think about him like something cute and endearing, but he's clumsy. Instead of, what an idiot, he's so clumsy. Think, big pose, cute, no problem. Just change the associations. Change the visual. I do this with my husband. I create a visual of Yogi Bear, big teddy bear, and it's very cute and it's good. But in the past, I used to be, because I have my own trauma, my own feelings of insecurities projected on others. But this is how we deal with them. By changing the associations, changing the pictures in our head. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, I am angry, annoyed, and sad. I am typing too much at a time. I will slow down and just listen to you. It's okay. I mean, keep going. To be honest with you, if you don't talk to me, at some point, I'll be there. I won't know what to talk about. So, whatever comes out of your mind, just put it down, and I'm happy to go along with it. It's never too much. Lee, yes, he's 55 and I'm 37 years old. I'm way more mature than him. Okay, does it matter? What does maturity means to you? This is the thing. People think about someone needs to be mature, and we don't really need to be. This is not true. Different people have different qualities, and if you can find someone that brings something positive on the table, that's all that matters, right? I don't see myself as mature at all, and I never want to be mature. I don't believe that it's something that I want to become. It's just not me. I believe that there are different ways to function in life, in society, to organize bits and bobs. We don't have to be mature. Now, there's one thing that is important is, because everything is contextual, of course, we want to learn how to be emotionally mature. That's a different conversation. But being mature in a general conversation, to me, is really like, it reeks of self-righteousness. You have to be mature. And I don't like this personally. I think it's great to have people who are spontaneous, who are authentic, who are happy to be themselves, who don't pretend to be anything else than what they are. But then again, I'm saying this, maybe you're agreeing with me already, and it's not a problem for you that you're more mature than him, despite his age. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, okay, so it is my issue. He sometimes tells me to ask you things like this so that we can clarify who's at fault. So here's the thing. No one is at fault. If you suffer in your relationship, it is because of that one negative, limiting, toxic, disempowering belief. It's got to be someone's fault. It's not true. As long as you believe that it's because of someone, it has to be because of someone. We need to find who is the culprit. You will keep on fighting. It's your fault. You said that. You always bring it back onto the table. Oh, it's my fault. Oh, I feel bad. No, it's no one's fault. You need to let go of the shame. You need to let go of the scapegoating. You need to let go of the illusion of control. We need to find people at fault. And I understand this. I'm the same. Again, because of my mum, I had to always find someone. Whose fault is it? Is it my fault? Is it their fault? Is it everyone's fault? Because that gives us an illusion of control. If I can understand whose fault it is, I know what to do about it. And now I am not at the mercy of the universe. But in a relationship, it doesn't have to be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Healthy relationships are about accepting that we are all different, we all come from different upbringing, we all have our baggage, and we can learn how to communicate and to create a team that works together without the need to shame or blame. Does it help, Pumpkin Puff? This is a very interesting conversation, because it's true that most people don't realize that, not just because of our upbringing, but also society itself, religion, sins, shame, guilt. It's got to be because of someone. Look at the news. It's because of the immigrants. It's because of the trans people. It's because of the whoever. It always has to be because of someone. And so because of that, we believe that, and we seek the culprit all the time. But if we can zoom out and we can look at the state of the universe, there's no culprit. There's only human judgment within our little bubble and our perspective. But if we can zoom out, things just happen. And if we can understand instead of judging, then everything is different. Does it help, Pumpkin Puff? Ganji, I enjoy that you and your husband are like a boat together, but your husband in your eyes is a bear or he's a child self. Yeah, he's a bear, teddy bear. And I don't know what I am. Some sort of panda bear as well, I assume. Oh, he's a child self. It's not that he's child self, it's just the way he is. I'm the way I am. I can be also very childlike, and it's a good thing. I have ADHD, so I can be very over the top, doing silly dances and faces all the time. I do this all the time when no one is watching but my husband. And he loves that, because he knows that if I can be silly like that in his presence, it means that I have nothing to hide. And so he can be himself as well. He can steam, he can do whatever he feels like. He's safe. I don't ever judge him. Yeah. He doesn't need to mask, and neither do I. Tunji Sanusi, how do you stop overthinking? Okay, by realizing that your thoughts are not coming from you. Neuroscience has proven that we don't create our own thoughts, we are witnessing them. However, we suffer from them when we are attaching ourselves to them. So there's a lot of thoughts happening all the time, and think about them like waves of information. passing through, in, out of your body. But we suffer from them when we are holding them in. And we believe that they are very important, they are true, they are a fact, and they're also commands. I must obey those thoughts, they are emergency. And that's because that was create problems. If we can realize it's just a thought, it doesn't matter. Now we can learn how to let go of the thoughts and then allow for another thought to come in. And eventually, over time, we may even be able to learn how to choose the thoughts that we want to keep inside of us. So overthinking comes from the fact that we don't understand how our mind works. There's a buzzword that everyone is on about, and it's metacognition. In reality, it's a concept that has been around for a long time. In psychology, we use the term cognitive diffusion, and it's the idea of separating ourselves from our thoughts. I am not what I think. I am not what I feel. I am not my state. I am observing the thought. I am feeling the emotions. And so, if you can learn how to choose better thoughts, then we will have better emotions as well, because whatever you think creates an emotion in your body. And this is how we feel better, we think better, and we let go of the overthinking. Now, again, I don't know you, so this is what I answer at a general level. But if you can tell me more, that could be helpful. When it comes to overthinking, very often we overthink because there's a part of us that believes that it's important for us to keep thinking about those thoughts. So there's some trauma that I unheard, and because of that, some thoughts are charged with more emotional intensity. And because of the emotional intensity, now our mind is going to put those thoughts at the top of the list, and all the other ones that are pushed away. And so we only experience whatever our subconscious mind thinks is important to entertain. So that's why we overthink. So what are you overthinking about? And also, do you believe that you may be on the spectrum of some conditions? Because there's also that. Sometimes we overthink because of a condition. I, for instance, overthink all the time. As in, I don't stop thinking because I have ADHD. However, it's no longer a problem for me because I'm choosing thoughts that I want to have in my head. So now instead, I can hyperfixate. I can absolutely obsess over the things that I want to obsess over. And I do that. I've been doing it for years now. And my obsession is what I'm doing here with you. I obsess with anything to do with the mind, with psychology, with helping people, with understanding the mechanics of the human nature. And because of that, thanks to that, that makes me quite good at what I do, because I think about it non-stop, 24/7, and I love this. And so overthinking for me is not a problem at all. And every now and then I can decide to meditate, to create some space in my mind, to give it a little break, and I enjoy this. I go in the park, I do all sorts of different things to give my mind a break. But it's never a problem. It's really because I enjoy the meditation. It's not because I need it. Does it help? Tanji Sanusi. But again, if you can tell me more about your type of overthinking or your history or your conditions, we may be able to do something more specific for you. Genji, you work together even though he's a lovable silly bear to you. I like that. Yes, I mean, again, not everything is happy and rosy and easy. We've had our ups and downs. However, it's got better and better. Past the first 4 years, when I was still drinking alcohol every day, a lot of things have changed. And through the pandemic, when we found out that he was on the autism spectrum also, and I was ADHD, everything changed to the next level. So everything is always getting better. But we have our struggles as well, because we've been together for 21 years. I mean, at the end of March, it's going to be 21 years. So we're getting there. And basically what it means is that before we knew that we had those conditions, I always knew I had bipolar. I was diagnosed a long time ago, but I didn't realize that I had also CPTSD, ADHD, and borderline. And I didn't realize that we didn't realize that he had autism. And that changes everything. But before we get to that point, we have created a lot of negative belief about the other in our relationship. And so we had to undo this, and we're still working on that. We had to undo years of belief. He does it on purpose. He does it because he doesn't respect me. He doesn't care. He's always reciting the same stuff. In that moment, he's the enemy again. Those sort of things. And so because we have created those beliefs and reinforced them over a long period of time, it does take some time to undo all of the stuff. Pumpkin Puff. I think I'm too obsessed with my perspective because I'm tired and won't change. Okay, what do you mean by this? I think I'm too obsessed with my perspective. I think it's your state. Remember, if you have BPD, then you're going to, if you're depressed as well, if you are in those low mood, you will focus on those thoughts, and it's normal. It's normal. Again, it's your condition. Genji, I was referring to your tattoo of him as a child. Ah, all right, okay. But that's lovely that you are so accepting of him and who he is. Yes, I do have a tattoo of him. I'm not going to show it to you today, but because it's there. But yeah, for when he was a little boy. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, I tend to blame and compare. I want a reason. My dad blamed me if I made a single mistake, so I think if I can do it, why doesn't he? He would if he cared so much. He must not care. I understand. So you want to address your belief. You have an awareness in that moment that you have some beliefs that are borrowed from your dad and that are not helping with your happiness and your healing and your relationship. Pumpkin Puff, am I just a bad person for him? Am I just mean? You're not a bad person for him. No one is a bad person anyway. And if you were a bad person for him, you wouldn't still be together and trying to heal after 10 years, right? And so think about those things instead. If you think about the bad stuff, your mind is very clever and it's going to be very agile and find ways for you to believe anything. So if it has an agenda and wants you to believe that you are bad and that people are bad as well, it will find a way to reason, to rationalize this somehow. So instead, focus on the good stuff. Again, your husband is still here. You still love him. He still loves you. All is good. Keep working, right? And again, we talked about self-compassion. You're not a bad person. Sometimes you behave in ways that can hurt others, yes. But this is the work. Dissociate your potential from your behavior. Your behavior, you have not chosen, and you're working on upgrading it. Your potential is what your husband sees of you, and that's why he's still there with you. Lee, I have to go to work, but I will see you soon. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Thank you for everything. My name is Stephanie. It was my last name, lol. Okay. I understand now, because the husband is Lee. Okay. Have a great day, Stephanie. Thank you so much, and hopefully I see you some other time in the future. Michael S. Hagabari, you're a so awesome brother. Thank you, Michael. It's very kind of you. Pumpkin Puff, should I read a book about how to understand my husband better? You can if you want, or maybe you just want to keep doing what you're doing already. Maybe you don't need to do anything else. Maybe it's a process that takes time for you to, again, like me and my husband, to untangle all of the stuff that you have created over time, both of you. Yeah. Learn how to remind yourself that one thing. It's no one's fault. It was never and it will never be. And as long as you believe that it's someone's fault, you will have that opportunity to split and to decide who's good and who's bad. Am I bad? You said it yourself. Or is he bad? No one has to be bad. We're just doing our best, and this is what you want to focus on. Let go of that idea of good and bad. We're all doing our best and focus on the progress. Focus on the good stuff. And you have tons of good stuff for you to look at. You're lucky compared to many others. Genji, I completely agree. People are all different. We all have baggage, but it can be worth all the effort. Yes, I think everything is always worth it because we're still alive and we're still learning and we're still growing and we're still discovering life. And so we like to believe that something is not worth it if we expect something specific and we don't get that thing when we want it. But life is an adventure, so we never really know what's going on. So long as we have the right mindset, everything is always worth it. At some point, it makes sense. Many people who have managed to find a way out from the problems will tell you that, like me. I've been through 38 years of hell, but I'm looking back and I can genuinely say, honestly, hand on heart, it was worth everything. It really was. The suffering, the pain, the fear, the hatred, the disgust, all of those horrible stuff that I spent 38 years feeling non-stop. It was worth every second, because now I can experience the contrast, the opposite. When you spend your life in hell, when you cross the other side, now you discover heaven, really. So all you need to do is to hang on, keep doing the work, and at some point you will get there. You'll be able to tell people the same stories that I'm telling you about myself. You're not the only one. I look after a lot of clients, and it happens to a lot of people. Not just me. Pumpkin puff. Okay, so do I need to stop expecting change? You need to stop expecting, yes. Focus on the doing, focus on the growth, focus on the journey. Expectations is you wanting to arrive. You are focused on the destination. But the truth of the matter is that we don't know what the destination is going to be anyway. So you can never really, so you're just wasting your time. And also, we don't live to reach a destination. We're living for the experience, for the journey. Alan Watts said it very beautifully. He said, for him, life is not even a journey. He said, life is not a journey, because if life was a journey, it would mean that the point of the journey is the destination. And we don't live to die, because the destination is death. Right? Life is a dance. Life is a song, according to him. And so basically each step, each note of music matters. And so if you dance, you get to do whatever. The whole thing is good. It's not just the last bit that matters. If you go and see a gig, a concert, you're not going to go just because of the last note and say, the last note was amazing. It was worth 2 hours. No, you enjoy the whole of it. And it's the same thing with your life. If you expect something, you are projecting towards the end of it, instead of appreciating the unfolding, the doing, the becoming, the very experience of being a human being with everything that it entails. So yes, it's a good conversation. We must stop expecting. Sometimes it's human to expect, because we've been so conditioned. But there's a difference between expecting something, but then being open to whatever may happen, and being attached to those expectations, and not being satisfied unless and until those expectations are precisely what they are and when I want them to be. Pumpkin puff. Okay, I can work on changing my thoughts and focusing on good things. Am I just overwhelming myself by trying to fix everything? Yes, you are. Thank you for the heart, by the way. Yes, you are. You're trying too much too soon. But it's normal. We all do this. And so take it easy. Again, remind yourself that your life is, for me, life is a journey. I disagree with Alan Watts. I agree with the dancing part, but for me, the journey is good. There's nothing wrong about going through a journey, as long as we're focusing on the journey, not the destination. And so focus on your own journey and do it again. Take it one step at a time, one baby step at a time, one thing at a time, one moment at a time, one thought at a time, one action at a time, one feeling at a time. Just one thing at a time, baby steps. If you can do this, you're practicing mindfulness, because you're learning how to appreciate this moment. And then also, if you want to do something and you choose to do a baby step, it's easy, just a baby step. You're not trying to climb the Mount Everest. You're just literally focusing on one baby step. That's it. That's easy. But if you can do it the next moment, and again and again and again, you're creating a system, you're creating a momentum, you're creating a skill. And eventually you get there without even thinking about it. You may even end up further than that mountain. You may end up crossing all the mountains. So yes, stop trying to fix everything. And also, it's not about fixing things. Not about, you're not broken, and it's not like there's nothing good about you. You don't need to fix yourself. You're in the process of growth. The whole of your life is your experience, and so it's not like bad needs to be better. It's just that this is an experience, and out of that experience, something else will come out. Out of pain comes relief. Out of nastiness comes empathy. I have empathy because I used to be a horrible human being. If I didn't do the things that I did, if I didn't feel the things that I felt, I wouldn't understand half, a quarter about whatever my clients are telling me. Now I know because I was there, I can feel it, I can remember. And that is what makes all the difference. This is why, in my case, it's so obvious that everything was worthy. Everything did happen for a reason, as far as I'm concerned. And in a similar way, I'm not saying that life is going to be easy always. There's going to be ups and downs. It always happens. However, I will also appreciate the downs as the ups. I take the whole package because I now have systems. And so it's going to be easier as a whole. But I will still have to overcome some stuff like every single human being on this planet, no matter what they are living through, no matter where they are in their life. Genji, yes, one day I'll make it to the mountaintop. So yes, but focus on this. Don't focus about the mountaintop. Focus on the baby step. Just that. And I know that it's counterintuitive, and I know that it's super hard, but just focus on the baby step. Learn how to zoom into this moment and appreciate and be satisfied and content with that little baby step in the moment. Just that. And then do it again in the next moment, if you can. And if you can't, have a break and do it again whenever you can. Maybe next day, or maybe in the next 5 minutes, or the next hour. We can only do what we can. We're all limited by our nervous system, by our trauma. And so whichever help we have will make a difference. But we need to realize that we all have limitations. And so we are always doing our best, no matter how it feels like, no matter how it looks like. Yeah. Don't worry about the top of the mountain. Once you have reached some mountaintops, you will no longer seek mountaintops. You will appreciate the baby steps. Pumpkin Puff, you're right. I keep forgetting to focus on the whole journey. It's okay. Just remind yourself. Talking about mountain, something that can remind you. The new Gorillaz album is called The Mountain. I think it's a concept album about death and reincarnation. So that could be something interesting for some of you to check out. Right? I'm a huge Damon Albarn fan. So Gorillaz, new album, The Mountain. Maybe that can remind you about the baby steps and the journey. Pumpkin Puff, would you consider this self-sabotage? Me just really pushing for change ASAP? No, I don't think so. No. It's normal. It's normal to want to change. It's like if you have a, I don't know, if you walk on something sharp and you have a thorn on your foot, you want to get it out as quickly as possible. And so sometimes you're not always in that state, but sometimes you do end up in the state. And so when you're in the state, you're like, I don't want to ever go back in the state again. I want to address that thorn and get rid of it right away. So that's normal. But realize that you're not always in the state. If you can realize that no matter how low or overwhelmed you may feel, throughout your days, you're still going through ups and downs. Throughout your weeks, throughout your month, throughout your year, you are always going ups and downs. So now you can realize, I'm not always down. There are some ups. And I can learn how to practice gratitude about those ups. My watch is telling me that I should put my third TikTok post out. So just bear with me, please. I'm going to do it straight away. Oops, gosh, that was loud. Just bear with, please. People, what? You wish you were white, huh? Wow, gosh. Okay. People. Okay, that should be out. Even I'm too loud. Sorry, guys. Okay, but let's move on. Forget about TikTok. Let's come back to where we are. So yes, no self-sabotage. Pumpkin Puff, and then thinking that I'm right because I feel hurt. No, you're normal. You're absolutely normal. As in, you are reacting like anyone would react if they were in your shoes. Pumpkin puff, I feel broken because you think that you're broken. You're allowing the narrative, the voice of your parent or whoever hurt you in the past to keep going. You're broken, you're rotten, you're good to nothing, all those sort of things. And because you're allowing those thoughts, you are literally self-hypnotizing. I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, I don't deserve the good things in life. It's true, I'm a piece of shit. And now you can feel like that because you allow those thoughts. So change this. Start to talk to yourself like you would someone that you love. Pumpkin puff, I feel like I'm a horrible human. I know I'm supposed to be kind to myself. Because in that moment you have allowed, maybe you're overwhelmed. So sometimes we're overwhelmed physically. If I don't sleep enough, if I don't train, if I don't eat well, if the things that I put in place are not happening, if I can't do the things that I want and that last for too long, if I'm sick, if I have a bug, I may be depressed for a while. It happens. I may be disempowered. I may feel helpless. And it's okay because now I know this and I think, it's happening. It's okay. I feel like shit. It's okay. It's going to pass like everything else. I'm going to just breathe. I'm going to allow for that feeling, embrace it. And I know that it's only going to be a moment. And I know that at some point, at some of the following moments, I will have more positivity back. And I think, okay, you know what? It's gone. Now let's remind myself that I'm happy, that I'm lucky. Let's practice gratitude. Let's use all the tools that I know I should be using now at that point in time. And just like that, I'm back on track. Parisa, hi Didi. Hello Parisa. Genji, I should write that down. We're always doing the best that we can. Genji, remember that unlike TikTok, all my live streams on YouTube can be found the next day. So you can always replay that video. Right? But if you want to write it down, yes, absolutely. I remember I used to write down a lot of notes. And it's true, we're always doing our best. Every single person in the world is always doing their best. When people are saying, oh, you don't want to try to change, you're not trying hard enough, you should be taking accountability, and it's just rubbish. We're all doing our best, but we're all limited by our nervous system. We're all limited by our subconscious mind, by our emotional state. We don't choose that. This is the program. This is literally the program that we have created in childhood. So unless we work on it cleverly, all we're going to end up doing is to make ourselves feel worse. Shame, more repression. Parisa, Gorillas, yes, Gorillas. Genji Benji, I will check that out. I really enjoy music. Yes, Gorillas, they're amazing, and it's a great album. It's probably, I listened to it a few times, and also they have collaboration with one of my favorite band called Sparks. I think it's the single of the album. It's a fantastic track, and there's a lot of Indian influence, and it sounds amazing. I love this personally. Parisa, do you believe in manifesting? Yes, I do. I do. We can talk about this if you want. We manifest everything about our life. Everything about our reality is a manifestation of how we feel, what we believe, who we are, what we expect life to be, how we see ourselves in this world. Everything that we believe about ourselves is literally manifesting our reality one day at a time, one action at a time, one thought, one feeling at a time. Pumpkin puff, 100% voice of my dad. Okay? So now it's time for you to tell your dad to shut the F up, right? Go, I don't care, la 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 la. And then grab the mic and talk to yourself. You know what? Forget about what dad says. F him. What am I going to talk to myself about? You know what? There's something that I like about myself. I'm proud of myself because I've done this, I've done that. I've achieved a lot of things that I'm happy about. And some people like me, some people enjoy my company, some people seek me because of those qualities that I have. And so there's a lot of good things about myself. Highlight the good things about yourself. And this is how you start to love yourself. By focusing on the good stuff, as opposed to focusing on, oh, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my face? What's wrong with my brain? Why can't I be clever? Why am I so freaking stupid? Oh, pardon my French. But, you get the idea. Because your dads used to speak to you like that. You don't have to. Whenever you allow that voice in your head, you are essentially working on behalf of your dad. You're bullying yourself mentally and emotionally on the behalf of your dad. He's not here. You're doing this on his behalf. Right? And so talk to yourself in a kind of way. Face a mirror and start to try to have a detective mindset and find out what are the good things about you. I'm a kind person. I can help out. I can do certain things. I got talent. I can create that. Whatever it is that comes into your mind, create a list. Seek the goodness in you, and you'll find it. You feel shit because you keep on seeking the bad things about you. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it to yourself. Parisa, sometimes I worry I'm reverse manifesting, but maybe that is a superstition. You are not reverse manifesting. Your manifestation is not something that we choose. I'm going to visualize, I'm going to do some meditation, I want to manifest love, abundance, health. Not at all. Manifestation is automatic. It's a reflection of who you are. That's it, no more or less. It's like karma. It's the law of cause and effect. Whatever you believe about yourself, you will create a lot of different things, different flow of thoughts and emotions and actions and inactions and reactions, and all those things together will create your karma. And that is your manifestation. That's it. If you have things that you appreciate and you thought about it before, then it means that you are aligned with those things, and so it's good. But very often we're not happy with the things that we manifest that are not something that we want, but we still have manifested everything. For me, manifestation is not mystic at all. It can be seen from a very logical perspective, from a very psychological perspective. Do you want to tell me more about the reason why you feel that you are reverse manifesting, Parisa? What do you mean by this? Pumpkin Puff. He was a jerk when I was a kid, and I don't know how to process that pain enough, but I don't feel like I act like him. Again, there's a lot of different ways to address this. If I was to work with you, I will address it like that. But I understand that you want to do it your way, and you have your own help as well, and so it's all good. Keep doing what you are doing, and at some point things will get better. Genji, good to hear. I do still have all my notes from our talks before. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you. Pumpkin Puff. Interesting. I need to seek the goodness inside me, but I feel like I'm rotten. Because you're still saying it, but I feel that I'm rotten. You're still saying it. Stop it. Right here, right now. Stop. You don't have to. Repeat after me. I'm good. Say it out loud. I'm good. There are good things about me. There are good things in my life. There are things that I can appreciate. Keep talking like that. Don't go, I'm amazing, if you feel like crap, because there's too much of a gap. Say something that can lift you up a little bit. It's like an emotional ladder. But then eventually you may be able to tell yourself, I'm freaking amazing, I love life. But it's a skill that you have to work on, right? Pumpkin Puff, that might be, sorry. Sometimes I go to the gym and it makes me a bit hyper, so that affects my speech. That might be difficult. I will try though. Okay, so just try your best. You may not be able to do this indeed. Just try. What matters is not what you get in the end, is that you try. Because when you try, you're already creating some changes in your brain. You are rewiring it, as in how to become better at trying. And as you keep doing this, I'm going to keep trying. Every now and then, you will get it. So you may try 10 times and get it 1. It's okay. Keep trying. 1 time, 2 times, eventually 3 times you get it right. Eventually you get it better. And this is how you reinforce your neural pathways gradually, but by focusing first on your first steps to address, your first problems. Before the success, you need to try. And so focus on trying and keep trying. It's a skill in itself. And eventually, as you do it for a long time, your brain will become better at trying. So you won't need to think about, I have to try. It's going to be automatic. So now you're going to be trying automatically, and now you're going to hit the target more often because your brain will be better at this. Just like that. It's simple, right? Isn't it? Pumpkin puff, maybe I'm just too in my head. The BPD is fogging my mind. So if you are going in a depressive phase, then it's a whole different thing. Then all you can do is do your best. Again, seek help. You have some help. Do whatever you've been doing up to this point. And my advice to you is to take it easy. Stop thinking. Do your best to do little things that make you feel better about yourself. That's it. Just focus on your feeling. And that goes for anyone who's depressed in any which way or overwhelmed. Focus on feeling better in this moment. Do something or don't do anything. Whatever it is, it's not about the result. It's about you giving yourself a break, giving yourself some grace. If you feel like doing nothing at all and lying in bed for 48 hours, do it. It's okay. You're still doing something that is better, that is easier for you. But if you feel that you can maybe go for a walk, or maybe do some drawing, listen to some music, or maybe go and see someone who has animals, pet them. You have animals, haven't you? If you have pets, use them. They want to love you. Play with them, right? You have dogs, I think, don't you, Pumpkin Puff? Pumpkin Puff, that made me feel like a child being talked to by a parent, haha. Me? Okay, I'm sorry if I made you feel like that. It was not my intent. But you're laughing, so yeah. It's good, I think. Pumpkin Puff, I'm so sorry for typing this much. Don't be sorry. I appreciate your interactions. Keep doing it. Martin said hi. Hello, Martin. Parisa, I curse out men in my head. I make myself believe I never ever want a partner again. But in reality, I feel pretty lonely sometimes. I try to have better thoughts, but it's hard. I already programmed myself. So a program is not fixed. As long as we're alive, we can change it. There's a process called neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is no more or less than the fact that your brain is constantly rewiring itself until your last day on this planet. So it happens more when we are young, but it still happens all throughout our life. And so what it means is that whatever you do gets reinforced over time. Whatever you don't do gets weaker over time. And so whatever program that you have, if you keep allowing it to happen, it will reinforce over time. However, nothing is ever fixed. You can always change everything in some capacity all throughout your life. And so the sooner you get, the further you get. Right around now, whatever that you believe about yourself, you can't change it. We just need to find out what it is that you need to change, right? But your body, your brain, yourself is designed to constantly adapt to new things all the time. So by design, you are designed to change. You can't do any otherwise. We feel that we are stuck because we keep on repeating that belief, and we can change that. Pumpkin Puff, okay, you're helping me a lot. I just need to stop overthinking and focus on myself more without judgment. You just need to be mindful. You just need to learn how to focus on this moment. Just 1 second, please. Oops. You can't, it's tricky because if you say, I just need to stop overthinking, it's not an easy thing to do. You can't stop overthinking. You can choose to focus on something. Meditation, mindfulness, you can choose to focus on something that makes you feel better. You can't stop overthinking because your brain doesn't process a negative. So if you think, I want to stop overthinking, I want to stop thinking, I want to stop the thoughts, all you're going to get is thoughts. Instead, focus, you know what? I'm going to stare at a candlelight for 10 minutes. Now you're choosing something, and your brain is going to do this. And if you can do this for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, you realize, I'm feeling better because you are no longer allowing for the thoughts in your mind. You are focused on that light, on that flicker of the candlelight, or anything else. It can be a sound. You can close your eyes and focus on the aircon. You can focus on, put some music or some bird songs. Again, I've done a video about meditation. Check it out on my YouTube channel. In my long form content, in my videos section, I put a long video every week. And the one that I put out Let me have a look. 2 weeks ago. It's called Meditation is Easy. Check it out. It's a great video. I'm biased, but I did spend a lot of time making sure that I create a video that could introduce meditation easily to anyone. And that could make a huge difference for you, Pumpkin Puff. Pumpkin Puff, yes, 2 dogs. So fantastic, you have 2 dogs. I don't have any dogs. I miss my dogs. You're so lucky. Spend time with them, play with them, take them out, cuddle them, let them lick your face, sleep with them. Pumpkin Puff, oh no, you're fine. I meant when you're telling me to repeat after you, it wasn't bad for me. Okay. Pumpkin Puff, okay, so think more simple. Yes. Pumpkin Puff, focus on positive things versus negative, mindful, like you said. Yes. Yes. Every moment that you're overwhelmed, remind yourself that you have a choice. You can choose to continue or staying on that train of thought and feeling that is taking you to overthinking and splitting and self-hatred. Or you can realize, you know what, I can breathe, remember. So check out my video today as well. I talk about how to reset your nervous system in that video. It's called How to Stay Positive in a Toxic World. Check it out, both. Everything that I do is there to help people, but people don't check them out because I'm not big enough. But it's there. So now that you know, go check it out. First one, meditation is easy, 2 weeks ago. And then the last one that I put out today, called How to Stay Positive in a Toxic World. I talk about those things. Just follow the videos and apply them, right? And let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. And again, you know, any one of you guys, if you want me to create videos about any topic at all, just ask me. Again, this one was in response to someone else's queries. And I forgot to tag him. I will do it later on. Or her. I don't know if it's a him or her. Pumpkin Puff, I need to watch it again. I remember the pigeons in your window. Yes, on some of my on some of my windows, on some of my videos, you can see the pigeons on the windowsill. Yeah. We do give them some food, so they keep coming back, and we're very happy with them. We don't have dogs, we have pigeons. And pigeons are very clever because they recognize us. And so whenever we go outside, either me or my husband, they follow flock when they see us because they recognize our face. Adil 8. I am learning a skill, but I procrastinate because of fear of failure. How to deal with it? Thank you for your great work. God bless you, brother. Okay, let's talk about this. Acid. So you know the solution. You're procrastinating because of the fear of failure. You understand that procrastination is a system that is protecting you from failure because you have a fear of failure. So what you want to do is to address the fear of failure. You want to make it as easy as possible. So again, I did a video about this. Let's push my channel. There's one about procrastination. A month ago, I did a video called Beat Procrastination in 7 minutes. It's there on my channel. Check it out. Beat Procrastination in 7 minutes. You see me doing this on the thumbnail. And so check it out. But essentially what I'm talking about in this video is that if you have a fear of failure, well, no, I don't talk about this. I talk about something else. I talk about the fact that you want to limit your exposure to stress. Because the more stressed out you are, the more anxious you are, the more you will procrastinate, since procrastination exists precisely to protect you from all those things. And so when it comes to the fear of failure, we can talk about this. Why do you fear failure? Probably because your parents or your community or whoever that you look up to wants you to succeed, right? And so basically what it's doing is creating a voice in your head. I need to get it right. I need to win. I need to succeed. Otherwise, I'm ruined. My whole life is finished. I might as well hang myself. You say those things to yourself. And that's why you procrastinate. Because now your mind is thinking, I can't do this. It's too dangerous. It's too risky. There is too much at stake. And so what you want to do is to change how you talk to yourself. You know what? I'm going to accept that I can only do my best, and my best is good enough. I accept that I may do that thing tomorrow, and I may not do it. You have to accept we can't control anything in life anyway. So you want to release the stress, you want to release the pressure by telling yourself, I may win that thing, I may lose, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I will do my best, and it's all that matters. And then do your best. And doing your best means sleeping, resting, doing things that make you happy, as opposed to working like a donkey until super late, because that is actually the opposite of what your brain needs in order to be optimal on the day. And so take the pressure away. I do talk about this in the video. Take the pressure away by changing the narrative that you have in your mind. Instead of thinking, oh, it's the most important thing in my life ever. If I don't succeed, I'm going to be crucified. That is a horrible thing to say, but you must say similar things to yourself. And it's precisely because of those thoughts that you are feeling the procrastination coming to the rescue, going, we're going to protect Adil, sorry. We're going to protect Adil, and we don't want him to get crucified. So change the dialogue. Tell yourself, I don't care, I trust the universe, I'm going to do my best. Whatever happens, happens. But I can still work and do my best, and my best is good enough. I trust the universe to support me. How about this? Remind yourself that all the things that really matter to you, they happened. And very often we don't realize this, but we are supported. Just focus then on doing your best. Does it help, Adil? Pumpkin Puff, I will watch them both. Fantastic, thank you. Genji, I will also check both those videos out. Fantastic, thank you. Pumpkin Puff, oh, I'm so happy you feed them. Of course, we love pigeons. We always did. When I was very young, I didn't like them because someone said to me that they were like flying rats. And because I was angry, it was easy for me to now release my anger on something else because I believed that they were inferior. But then I realized it's not true. They're amazing, they're clever, they're beautiful, I love them. Kimat, hi there, how to release childhood trauma? So it's a big question, it depends. You need to seek some professional help. If you can tell me more about yourself, I can give you some ideas, some direction. But essentially, your trauma are installed in your nervous system. It's all happening at the subconscious level. In other words, it's in your body, not here. And this is why talking therapies don't really help when it comes to trauma. They can be helpful as an extra, something. When we want to heal, there are many aspects of us that we want to address. So it can be useful to someone to do those things. But as far as the trauma is concerned, it's in your nervous system. It's not in your head. And so talking about it will not make any difference. So what you want to do is to address it from that perspective. And so the different systems to address your nervous system, you have the somatic kind of therapies, anything to do with shaking, bouncing, moving. You have EMDR, but also you have different types of hypnotherapies, like the one that I use. It's called RTT. And it's a very powerful system to address trauma because we go back into your subconscious mind directly. And we ask your mind, what happened? What is the belief? And then we change it from there. So that's what you want to do. You want to address anything that address your subconscious mind, your emotions, not thinking. That would be my advice to you. If you want to know more, ask me more. But healing is different for everyone, right? And I don't know about what sort of trauma you're talking about. Trauma is a big scope. But if you can give me more, I'm happy to talk about it. I'm going to stay here for another half an hour, so we have a bit of time. Martin, lately I realized that I have issues making plans for the future. Is it because I am in survival mode, or because I don't know who I am or who I want to become, or is it both? Maybe both. So when we're in a survival mode, you can't project into the future, indeed, because you're just trying to make it one moment at a time. So this in itself is already a lot of work. But also you say you don't know who you are. Yes. So if you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want. So without a target, without a direction, there's no plans possible. So instead of making plans for the future, address your state now. You say it yourself. Focus on how to be more present, how to feel better in this moment. Again, we can talk about this. What do you mean you don't know who you are? Do you have some conditions that makes you not know who you are? Like me. There are some conditions like borderline personality disorder. We don't know who we are, and we are willing to be anything at all, as long as we are seen and loved. So there could be that. But even if that's the case, then you don't need to know who you are. You can find out who you are as you're walking that path. Your whole life is there for that, to find out who you are. You don't need to know who you are. I hope it makes sense. Does it? Forest Burger. Hello, Forest. I'd never know if it's burger or burger. Hey, Didi. Just wishing everyone an awesome and productive day wherever you are in life. First step is knowing a change is needed and then taking action towards your goals. Thank you. Thank you. I believe that it's not about, I agree with your good sentiment and I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. But I don't believe that it's knowing that a change is needed. It's about being ready for it. We all want to get better, but some of us were too traumatized. And sometimes it needs a lot of different things to be aligned in this moment for the idea of change to be accepted. People resist change not because they're stubborn or stupid, but because they're not able emotionally just yet to do this. Because the inability to embrace change is literally a trauma response. And so it's not that we don't know. Some people, you may tell them change, but if they're not ready, right? And so again, it takes a lot of different parameters to be aligned for anything to happen. So, but thank you for your kind comment. I do appreciate it for what it means, what it meant from you. I'm just Pumpkin Puff. Pigeons were once pets, so they are not good at survival in cities. Thank you for being a kind human. I'm very happy to hear they know you and your husband as kind people. Thank you. But you'd be surprised, a lot of people love them. A lot of people feed them. A lot of neighbors, a lot of people I see everywhere keep on feeding them, despite there's always some grumpy haters who are saying, it's polluting. No one cares. We still do it. And also, if you look at cities, it's not that very difficult because there's a lot of pollution, and a lot of the strings that are left gets entangled in their feet, and when it cuts the circulation, and that's how they lose some fingers. But apart of that, pigeons are doing very well in cities because when you fly, you can realize from a bird's view, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of water to drink. There's a lot of food. Food is everywhere in London. All the stuff that people leave in the bins, and also natural stuff from the trees. It's all there. And so I believe that the main problem is really obviously the strings that cut the circulation that gets them to lose their fingers. But they are very clever. They find a lot of shelters, and yeah. But I do. I think what you're trying to say is that you would appreciate it if there was more love for the pigeons, and I would agree with that. Yes. The other day I was with a friend getting a sandwich somewhere. There were some pigeons. There were a bunch of students from overseas, and one of them was trying to kick the pigeon. So I was looking at them, and the pigeon were quick enough anyway. But I was ready to intervene and say, "Don't do this." And the same happened in the park a few days before. Someone who was trying to have a go at squirrels. So I stopped him straight away. I said, don't do this. People love squirrels around here, and we all protect them. The guy's like, I don't know what I've done, but I had to say something. And it's the same thing with the pigeons. Cheers, Bug. 2 hearts emojis. Thank you. Adil, thank you for your wisdom, and I will watch your video on procrastination. Fantastic. Keep shining, my man. Thank you so much. Fudu. Oh, hello, Fudu. Pumpkin Puff. Rats are also very smart. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, yeah, I agree with you. When people say rats in the derogatory way, it's like pigs. People are comparing Donald Trump to pig, and I'm like, no, pigs are amazing. They're clever, they're beautiful, they're cute, they're loving. Nothing to do with Trump or anyone like that. When people are using animals as their derogatory way, it's true. We should upgrade this. I'm saying this because I'm repeating. We used to be flying rats, but I appreciate rats as well. Rats are absolutely clever, absolutely. So rats are also very smart, and they clean themselves like cats. I'm a huge nature nerd. I love to learn about them all. Yes. So Pumpkin Puff, do this. You're a huge nature nerd. If you feel down, go out in nature. Now it's getting warmer. If you're feeling down, if you don't want to go out, watch some videos about nature. When I feel down sometime, and not necessarily when I feel down, but whenever I see some videos about dogs, French bulldogs, or any animals, I'm happy. It genuinely lifts me up just like that. Do it. You have something. You know you have those things. Do those things. Fudu. There's my favorite page for a long time is the dodo. It's always positive. It's always rescue stuff, and it always ends up better. I'm sure that you know about it. Watch it more. That will lift you up, right? Fudu. Animal therapy, cats, dogs, rabbits, birds become your best friends. Yes. Fudu. Hens and pigs and even cows can show affection to humans. Absolutely. I love cows. I love animals. Yeah. I still eat meat, I'm afraid. I was vegetarian for a couple of years, and my husband is vegetarian. And some of our best friends are vegans. But I'm not ready for that yet. So I'm very mindful about what I eat. I am more pescatarian than anything. But, I'm mindful of it. I'm doing my best. And at some point, I may be vegan or veggie again. But at this point in time, what I'm doing works best for me. Pumpkin Puff. Also, rats can feel love and other emotions just like a bunch of other creatures. I never understood why people say it's just an animal when they are not much different than humans, because people have been programmed to dehumanize some animals or some people. And this is the root of all evil. The root of all evil is the ability to dehumanize an individual, a group of people, or some animals. If we can see ourselves in them, we will never hurt them. People or animal or different country, people from the Middle East, you know what I'm talking about. People of colors. Genji, is there a difference from being nice versus kind? Yes. So being kind is doing something because it feels right. It makes you feel good to do this. Being nice is doing something because we want to be a good person. We want to come across as nice. So it's not something, it's something that people pleasers do. Everything is nice. Let's make sure that the atmosphere is nice, that everyone is happy. As opposed to being kind because you feel that it's something that you want to do and it makes you happy. When we are being nice, we expect people to be nice back. It's like a contract. When you are being kind, you don't care. I'm giving you something. And if you give me something back, it's a bonus. But I'm not doing this because I'm expecting something from you. And so one example that I often give is this. People say in America that New Yorkers are kind, but people in California are nice. So again, it's a stereotype. Please don't go at me. This is what they say. But essentially what they're saying, so this is what New Yorkers says. They say that in California, everyone is nice, but if your car breaks down, no one's going to help you out. In New York, everyone is rude and to your face, but if you need some help, they're going to be helping out because they're kind. So that's the difference. That's a simpler way. But again, please don't go at me. This is what New Yorker says. I'm sure that a lot of LA people and California people are lovely. I know many of them. It's just a stereotype. It's just to explain the difference between nice and kind. But typically, people pleasers, they're going to be nice. They want to make sure that everyone, the atmosphere, everything is perfect. Whereas being kind, we don't care about that. We just want to be kind. And we don't expect anything back as well. It's something that is internal, as opposed to seeking external reward, motivation, or validation. Martin, does that mean that identity grows out of being seen and loved by your parents? So if I parent myself, if I see and love myself, then I grow my identity. It's not that, it's just that if you don't have an identity, it's because your priority was not to have an identity. Your priority was to survive. And so you had to do whatever you had to do to survive. Yourself, this is not important. You can become whatever you needed to become in order to survive. Like I was. For a long, long time, I didn't know who I was. And I was like a chameleon. I would do anything just to please people, just to be seen, just to be loved, just to be accepted. I was desperate for that. Even when I met my husband nearly 21 years ago, I already had some tattoos, but because he's covered, I got covered in like over the course of 3 years because I wanted to be like him. Now I love this anyway, but I'm realizing that I did that because of that, because I didn't have a sense of personality. And that was also in my behavior all the time. But that's because, again, your priority was not to grow or to develop, it was to survive. We have two states. We can be in a state of survival or a state of growth. When we grow, we find out what we like, what we dislike, what we prefer, what is more aligned with our natural talents and abilities, what comes to us naturally. This is growth. If we're in survival, we don't have access to that. Everything about our personality, when we have trauma that are inherited, is a survival, it's a collection of survival strategies. So whichever way you behave is going to be always that. Yeah. But you can learn, to find peace first, and then address, okay, you know what? Let's find out who I am. Let's find out what I like. Let's find out what comes easily to me. Let's find out what excites me, what stimulates me positively. And then eventually, as you have more of an idea of the things that you prefer, go in this direction. And that's your journey. You will discover more and more what you can do in that direction. It will be more defined over time. And this is how you find out who you are. Like me, I found out who I am over the last, I don't know, after I changed. So that was in 2009. I started to realize what I really wanted for myself. So anything to do with my physical health, anything to do with your mental health, anything to do with understanding the mind, that has become my point of focus from the moment I have changed. Because before that, I could not do that. I was just too busy trying to make it another day. Pumpkin Puff. Oh, that's fantastic to hear, and thank you for stopping those rude people. I'm like the vigilante Batman of the animals. I used to be like that with old people, little old ladies, and disabled people and pregnant women. In the tube in London, whoever didn't give a seat, I would always tell them off very loudly. I would scare them, I would bully them away. And then I realized that it was not so nice, people didn't like it, so I changed my behavior and I changed. And now I don't do that anymore at all. But in the past, I was very different. But I used to enjoy releasing my anger on people who wouldn't leave the seat to those who needed them in public places. Pumpkin Puff. This brings me great joy to hear. Thank you. Yes, I listened to the birds this morning and watched them bath in the rain. There you go. So you found some pleasure, some joy, some happiness, some contentment, right? Practice gratitude. Do this more and think about those things. You know what? My life is not so bad after all. I've got pigeons, I've got birds, I've got sunshine, I've got some moments when I can enjoy this little bird song. It's great. That's all I need. You don't need anything else. When I spend time in the park, I'm literally in my little heaven. There's a lot of things that I like. I like food, I like music, I love my husband. There's a lot of things that I really appreciate. But when I'm in nature in the park, I can meditate, I can walk, I can talk to strangers. I'm just happy there because there are trees, and because there are birds and squirrels, and fresh air. That's all that I need. Even if I was going to win the lottery tomorrow, I strongly believe that the peak of my joy and peace and happiness would be the same places, the same moments, the same things that I'm doing. Pumpkin Puff, I should do this more, you're right. Okay, so we have a plan now, right? Martin, so to make a plan in life, you need to see and love yourself, I guess. You don't need to make a plan in your life. You need to embrace this moment. You need to appreciate that your life is right here and now. There's nothing missing but your focus. Your focus is somewhere in the future or in the past. But if you can bring it back here, you realize right here and now, I'm fine. I can learn how to find happiness and gratitude in this moment, right here and now. And that's how you start your journey. It's your place of anchor. If you're constantly traveling back and forth in the future and the past, you're all over the place. Because it's just imagination. Only now is real. Don't worry about the plans. Why do you feel that you need to have a plan? Your life is the path. Your life itself is the plan. You don't need to plan it. You can learn how to become better at recalibrating as you're walking that path. But instead of preparing yourself to something, enjoy the path right here and now. It's happening. Genji, pleased to hear everyone here are so kind to animals. I lost so hope, but this is lovely news. There you go. There you go. See, there are some good people out there. It's just that negativity is louder than positivity. So it seems as if everyone is bad, but it's not true. There are a lot of good people out there. There are a lot of kind people out there. A lot of people are doing good stuff for others. If you look in the right place. Parisa, I am pescatarian. Being vegan is hard. It is indeed. It's not for everyone. I think as long as we are doing our best and we are living aligned with our values and what we can do, that's enough. We don't have to do anything. Judy Mans, hope all is well. All is well for me. Thank you. How about you, Judy? Martin, dehumanizing as the root of all evil is very deep. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. The only reason there's evil is because we are able to hurt others. And to hurt others, we must have dehumanized them. If we could see ourselves in them, we would never hurt anyone. Or any animals either. Martin, very interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Genji. I understand the difference. I wonder if I am seen as nice or kind. No, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you do. Stop worrying about what people think of you. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do, there will always be people who will be thinking all sorts of things of you. But most of all, most people will not think about you at all. We believe that people are thinking about us. And again, if you have BPD, it makes sense. But it's not true. Most people are too preoccupied with themselves to think about you. Or if they think about you, it's going to be a very quick one, and they forget, they move on to the next thought about them. Right? And so don't worry about if you come across as nice or kind. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you feel about what you do. And choose to behave according to who you want to become. Genji, question. If you could go back with your current mind, would you change anything in your life? If I could go back with the current mind, I would change everything, of course, because I am different, because I know different things. But I don't want to go back. Because if I was wanting to go back, it would mean that I'm not accepting my past. I'm not accepting my life. And the whole point of life is to grow from it. So we must accept everything. And I have accepted everything. In the past, there was still part of me who was thinking, oh, maybe I could have done that. Oh, but now I'm like, no. The whole point of life is to accept everything so that we can then grow from it. As long as I haven't accepted my past, I'm going to still travel back and forth, trying to fix the past. We cannot fix the past. We can only fix now. And we fix now by accepting everything that happened in the past. This is precisely what we do. But if there was a time machine and I was standing back in the past, I couldn't help but change everything anyway, because I'm different. Whatever we manifest and experience in our life is going to always be a reflection of who we are. And so I lived the things that I lived through because I was that then. That's it. Now I'm different. If I go back, everything will be different. Not because I necessarily choose to, but just because I'm different. I wouldn't react the same way I used to react to the same situations. If I would change everything. Pumpkin Puff, haha, a big tattooed man helping old people, pregnant women, and all the little creatures was brilliant. Yeah. Pumpkin Puff, when I say big, I don't mean it in any rude way. It's all right. I love myself. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Kenji. I appreciate the reminder that other people don't think about me in the way I fear they do. Yeah, there's something called the spotlight effect. We believe that everyone is watching us, and it's not true. I just remembered I had a tea and I forgot about it. A cold tea. I'm coming to the end of the thread for the first time today. I'm going to stay another 9 minutes. If there's anything else you'd like to add to the conversation. Pumpkin Puff, so glad you don't read into anything I say. This is the thing. We see what we believe of ourselves. So if I had some insecurities still about myself, I would think, oh, what do you mean? Are you calling me fat or something like that? Whereas now, because I come to peace with myself, I'm like, you know what? I love myself, and so it doesn't. I don't react to that. But also, I believe you. I trust people. I trust people to be good, to come from a good place, and I trust that if they don't come from a good place, I can easily say, "That's it. Now I get it. F off of my life." Just like that. It's so easy. I don't need to be suspicious. I don't need to look for the bad things because I feel safe, and I'm feeling also capable to deal with whatever I have to deal with. So this is what we do when it comes to healing. We realize that we don't need to be prepared for life. We just need to be reminded that whatever comes our way, we can deal with those things as they happen one at a time. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to learn about something so that we are better prepared. But we can never be prepared for everything. Not only because there are too many parameters at any given time to always control everything, but also because life is about an adventure. So if you always prepare yourself to everything, now you are basically focusing on one possibility of a path instead of being open to whatever life may bring you. And I prefer the second thing. I believe that there's a destiny and that's our best possible life, and we must sometime focus, sometime surrender, let go, trust, allow. Thank you for your heart. Genji, thank you, Didi, for answering that question for me. All right, yeah, thank you. I think of that thought often, but I would never go back. Okay, I understand. It was hell, and I'm happier in the present than the past, because you have not fully healed yet. If you realize that now you have healed, you can go back, because whatever happened then, if it happens to you again, it's got nothing on you. This is what healing is. It's coming to the realization where I have changed so much that now I can overcome anything, no matter what life throws at me. And it's a very special place, and not all of us will get there, but that's where we want to aim at, ideally. Whatever conditions we have exist to protect us. And so as long as we have those conditions, it's because there's a part of us that still believes that whatever happened to us in the past may happen again. And so I need those conditions to keep protecting me from those bad things. When we have healed, we don't need any of those things, because we know that we can face anything without the need for anxiety, anger, overthinking, or any of those things. Self-sabotage. Martin, I'm curious, what helped the most to get out of BPD? Everything. There's not one thing. BPD is not a thing. BPD is how your brain works because of the trauma you've been through. So it's about addressing what is the most important triggers for you, number one, but also addressing your lifestyle and addressing your environment. So there's a lot of things. It's never just one thing. We live in a society that makes us believe that if you take that magic pill, that will solve all real problems like that, and it's not like that. Everything always happens because of many things. So to fix anything, we need to understand the bigger picture. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm trying to educate, teach people about the bigger picture on my live streams. Ask me if you want. We can talk about this. But there's not one magic wand, one magic formula that fixes BPD. It's very multi-dimensional, multi-layered. I think I can give you an answer. For someone to seek help for the BPD, they need to deal with people, as in therapist or a mental health professional, that understand BPD. You need to be with someone who understands BPD, because until you understand BPD, unless you understand BPD, you won't have the empathy needed to deal with someone with BPD. It's impossible. Because people, we are people, and no one really realizes how we don't choose to behave the way we do. Some people may understand this intellectually, but not emotionally. So when they address you, they will get irritated, they will get annoyed, they will judge you, they will react back at you, because behind every therapist is a human being. And so for someone to succeed with BPD, you must deal with someone who understands and have fixed their own BPD. As in, fixed the main triggers that are creating the biggest problems in their lives. At the start of my career, I didn't know that I had BPD. I was always diagnosed with bipolar, but I had no idea. And I had looked after some people who had BPD, and the results were mixed. I'm going to be honest. But it's still open. I told them, you know what, whenever you want to continue, I'm happy to resume. So I'm still hopeful. However, the moment I realized that I had BPD, I did a lot of work on myself, and now I can tap into myself to remember how it feels. And that is what allowed me now to be very successful with people who have BPD. Yeah. Something to answer your question, Martin. Genji, I didn't mean to be unclear. You're right. I don't think there's anything unclear today. Pumpkin Puff, the trust part of that is what is hard for me. I struggle a lot with that. Trusting, yes, of course. When you're in a survival mode, you cannot trust. Trust is when you are in the growth mode, clarity mode. Survival is the opposite of trust. Suspicion. Everyone, everything is dangerous. Yes, absolutely. And so, check the video, what I've done. You need to reset your nervous system so that you can come back to a state of mental clarity. And from that place, then you can consider trust. But only there. And then. Kevin, hi Pumpkin Puff, having a good day. How reset you? Forrest Burger, the hardest thing is finding trust in oneself. It can be hard. Chris Hilton, thank you, Didi. Thank you, Chris. Forrest, have you noticed things become most challenging before the breakthrough occurs? Not necessarily. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. I hear that a lot. People say you must go through a lot of suffering before it gets better. Often it is the case, but not always. Some people say before breakthrough, it's going to be terrible. Again, sometimes yes, often not. It depends. You'll be surprised. I think people like to be prepared for the worst. So if they're going to go through a healing journey, they're trying to tell each other, prepare yourself for a ride that can be challenging. But it's not always like that. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because I want to stop glorifying pain, hardship. You know, it's true that suffering is suffering, and it sucks, but it's not always like that. Some people heal without any suffering. It also depends on your mindset. If you accept pain as an inevitable part of the process, then the whole experience will be much easier. But if it's the case for you, then I understand. A lot of people do say those sort of things, and I can see why they would say that. Martin, thank you, Martin. Genji, I appreciate your view on life. It seems so clear. I know you put effort to get to the point that you are. Thank you for this. I put effort, but at the same time, I couldn't have done otherwise anyway. It's not like the more effort you put, the better you become. Not at all. I put whatever effort that I could give within each stage of my journey, and that leads me to who I am. Again, we want to stop that idea that people who heal are better, they're braver, they're stronger. Not at all. We are all doing our best. So are you. And you must remind yourself of this and stop being unkind to yourself. It's not because of my effort, it's because of everything that I've heard. So there were a moment where I was able to invest some effort. Some other moments I couldn't. And it's okay. It was all part of my healing journey. And it's the same with you. It's the same with everyone. So remember to be kind to yourself. Pumpkin Puff, I hope you have a good night, Didi. Thank you very much for this conversation. Thank you so much. It's 8 o'clock now. I'm going to go now. If you have any last comment, quick one. Otherwise, I'm going to just introduce myself out of the chat. I am both on TikTok and YouTube. I put short videos every day, but I also put one long form video every week on YouTube. So do check it out. I come live on YouTube twice a week, every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. So you can always find me here if you need some advice, if you know some people who need some help. And also, all my live streams are to be found the following day once it's fully uploaded on YouTube. So you can always replay the live stream if you just caught it halfway through and you found that there was some info that were interesting. And finally, if you need more details about me as a therapist and coach, there's a link on my bio to my website. Forrest, thanks Didi. Everyone have a beautiful evening. Thank you. Guys, I love you. Take care. Remember to be kind to others if you can. Gosh. But if you can't, at least be kind to yourself. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now. Oops. Bye-bye.